Sound for me, well, that's a difficult one because I'm interested in all sounds in the world, all sounds in culture, all sounds in nature, what they mean to people. I'm interested in how people listen, how people attend to sound, the different modes and ways in people listen and what they listen for. But because I'm a composer who works with sound, who works with recorded sound, with synthesized sound, I'm interested in finding qualities of sound and meanings in sound that I can place into compositions, acousmatic compositions, that is, compositions to be played over loudspeakers, which are purely to be listened to, over a pair of loudspeakers, over 8 loudspeakers, larger systems, 16, 32, 80 loudspeakers. So I'm creating sound worlds where sounds may be recognized as real world sounds. They may be sounds which are ambiguous, sounds which are mysterious, but above all sounds which create space, different kinds of spaces, large spaces, small spaces, intimate spaces, environmental spaces, which are different from those that you encounter in normal everyday life. I call this music. Some people these days might call it sound art, but I started doing this as a composer of music before the word sound art even existed, before the term sound design existed. Some people might call it sound design, but I'm not doing it for any commercial reasons, not for selling anything, but as an aesthetic product to be listened to for its own values, for its own sensibilities, for its meanings to people.
So for me, sound is really a very important matter when I perform and when I play, and and it depends really a lot from the whole also. So it's really a matter that I take into account very often before playing, and especially during the general rehearsal. Maybe always there are some changes in my way to play and to perform the piece, because you have to face with different issues. The space is very important when you perform all the music, not only new music, but of course for new music is really a prominent problem, the way of producing sound, and it can be produced in many ways, like not only with the keyboard, as I'm a pianist, I can play also inside the piano producing sounds and so on. But this is like more technical point of view if you want, but for me sounds is really affects a lot imagination and also my body, my entire body when I perform. It's really like that I use all my body in order to produce sounds, and this change a lot the perception of audience too, because normally there is like a separation between the interpreter, the performer and the audience, but if the performer is able to really produce the sound with his full body, is really much more intense the experience of the audience. So the sound for me is one of the most important aspects of my interpretation, and it's always a matter of learning also the different ways of producing the
For
sound.
me, the sounds sometimes I find extremely irritating, and sometimes fascinating. It depends which sounds, and which music, which compositions. For example, I hate the noises of traffic. I am not so open towards any kind of sounds. For me, music is a kind of eroticism. It's a form of but I repeat, sometimes certain music is awfully ugly, terrible, and sometimes it's very extremely appealing. This is what I think about the sound. About the sound in itself is not sufficient. I prefer to use the word music instead of sound only.